Hello my beautiful friends and welcome back. So today we're going to be talking all about confidence down there. So the reason why I decided to dedicate a whole video to this is because in the last couple of years I've lost count of how many messages I've received from girls saying that they have no confidence around their vulva, that they're super insecure, that they don't like having their partner or anybody go down on them or look at it because it's just such a huge insecurity of theirs. And I always get questions asking, how do I gain confidence around my vulva and what it looks like, and to no longer be insecure about it, because it's not something we should be insecure about. And I have briefly touched on this in a video I did maybe like over a year ago, but there's so much I have to say on the topic and it's just not something you can talk about in a minute. So here we are. My goal by the end of this video is that after you watch this, that you will be on your journey to leaving your insecurities about your vulva behind and on your way to confidence, and that is my only goal. So I really hope this helps some of you guys in one way or another. There's probably not one woman on earth who at some point in their life hasn't questioned whether the shape and colour of their labia are too long, too short, too wrinkly, too dark, too light. The list goes on and on. Now unfortunately the only vulvas slash labias that most women have seen are those of porn, but just because it doesn't look like the vulvas slash labias you see on porn doesn't mean that there's actually anything wrong with it. The only time you ever need to worry about if there's something wrong with your vulva, your vagina, is if your smell changes and it's not your normal smell, if your discharge changes, the colour and the smell of it, or if you have any growths or new growths or anything like that coming up. Like, they're kind of the only times you need to worry. Or if you're burning, you're tingling, you might have an infection. They're the only times you ever need to worry if there's something wrong down there, because most of the time there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's also worth reminding yourself that most women that you see in porn have had surgery on their labia, which is called labiaplasty. So even their vulvas and their labias don't even look like their labias and their vulvas. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, are you with me here? Just like our boobs, just like our feet, our noses, our mouths, our eyes, every part of us comes in different shapes and sizes. I personally feel like a huge reason as to why there are so many women who feel so much insecurity and shame around their vulvas is because it's not something we ever hear openly spoken about. I don't think I've ever heard anybody speak about this stuff to me. I haven't, actually. Let's just put that clear. I've never in my life had anyone speak about this stuff to me. And even a lot of friends, like if you've got girlfriends and stuff, it's not something that a lot of people are comfortable doing because we've never grown up around that, around an open conversation, around women's reproductive system and women's pleasure, and the list goes on. The first step towards working on your confidence surrounding it is to recognise that you have been taught utter lies, absolute lies by society for your whole life, and then committing yourself to unlearning that nonsense and filling yourself with admiration and respect instead. Okay, so I've got some tips for you guys that I feel is really going to help you surrounding your confidence around your vulva, and I promise you, if you do all these things I say, you will not be insecure no more. Okay, I promise you. I have no insecurity around my vulva whatsoever, just absolute respect and love and admiration for it, just like you should and you will have. Quickly, before we dive right on into making our way to Confidence of Vulva Town, I would like to quickly thank Lelo for sponsoring this little section of today's video. So Lelo is a sexual wellness brand, and as a brand they strive to empower and educate instead of just marketing their products, which I can completely 110% stand and get behind. Lelo make my all-time favourite vibrators, so they all actually come in these little bags, so you do get these little kind of travel bags with them as well, which is great for just keeping them clean and stored and if you're travelling. So I just want to show you some of the vibrators I own from Lelo. So first of all, I'm sure you're familiar with the Sono 2 Cruise. I will talk about this product till the day I die. My all-time favourite vibrator. If you're a purely clit kind of gal, if you're there to get lit to the clit, this is gonna be your everything. Your soulmate, your life partner, your therapist, you name it. Maybe you're not a purely clit kind of gal, you know, maybe you like a bit of clit and G-spot action at the same time, and if that is the case, then the Soria, I think I'm saying that right, the Soria Wave is for you. I'm just currently editing the video and realised that I said the Soria Wave when it's actually called the Soria 2. I got them mixed up.
What am I like? Anyways, just wanted to let you guys know, so enjoy the rest of the video.
Now, this is just like, she's so beautiful looking. Like, I find, do you know you can get a lot of sex toys and they're a little bit intimidating. She's so pretty. The feel of all of their vibrators, it's like a silicone, really soft kind of material, which makes it really comfortable when you are masturbating. I have used vibrators in the past and they can hurt more than anything after I've finished masturbating. Like, I can be a little bit too sore for my liking, whereas I never get that with any of the Lelo vibrators, which is just absolutely amazing. Or maybe you're just a G-spot kind of gal, and if that is the case, the GG2 is perfect for you. Now, she is a good one. The way this is made is that it's curved and flattened tip accurately targets your G-spot, so it's so much easier to use. Like, you just can relax and rest. It's the same with all of their toys. Oh my god, I'm after turning her on. Oh Jesus, that's an intense setting. Jesus, can we not right now, not right now. Hey. All their vibrators have multiple settings as well, so you will 100% find something that works for you. But the way I personally see Lelo's toys is that if you're investing in yourself, like that's how I see it. Like if you treat yourself to one of these, you're literally going to have this forever, because this is the Sona 2 Cruise. I had the Sona Cruise, I have the Sona Cruise, and I've had that for over 3 years, I think, and it's still as good as the day I got it. Whereas if you kind of buy a cheaper vibrator, you're going to kind of have to keep buying one every year or so, and they're also completely rechargeable. All of them are rechargeable, and I just cannot recommend Lelo as a brand enough. I'll leave a link down below if you would like to check any of their toys out, but thank you so much, Lelo. You guys are such an amazing brand, and I will support you forever. Ladies, put your hands up if you're ready to leave the insecurity behind and gain all of the confidence that you will never ever think a bad thought towards your vulva again, because she's freaking amazing. Hands up. The first thing you've got to do is look at other vulvas. The only time we're exposed to what they're supposed to look like and act like is when we watch porn, and porn is absolutely no representation of what real life is whatsoever. Right, let's put it this way. You would never compare yourself to a model who has so many people on hand making sure they look their absolute best. Makeup people, hair people, body people, like perfecting their body, legs, all their skin people, who has so much lighting on them, who has a perfect camera, and then they have an editor, they're being made stand in certain positions and certain angles. You would never compare yourself to that person, because you're so aware that that's not real life and that they're having all these things done to them, which is making them look a certain way. So why would you compare your vulva to a porn star's vulva? Because it's the exact same thing. Like, porn is literally a movie. It's a movie being made. All these things are being done to the porn stars as well. Lighting, angles, camera, editing, the list goes on. There are tons of galleries online dedicated to showing how different and uniquely beautiful vulvas can be. Something I'd really recommend you check out is what's called the Great Wall of Vagina. So Jamie McCartney was the one who made the Great Wall of Vagina. What he actually did was he recruited about 400 women between the ages of 18 to 76, and he moulded their vulvas. He literally moulded their vulvas and put them on this huge wall, so nearly 400 different vulvas. And if you go and look at that wall, you will see that you will struggle to find two vulvas that look the same. You actually won't find two vulvas that look exactly the same. And if that doesn't tell you everything, I don't know what will. It's so important that you go and look at real life vulvas, not these porn stars vulvas who most of them have had surgery on, but actual real women's vulvas. The reason behind making this wall was a social point, and it was to show women that whatever their vagina looks like, it's completely normal, and this wall will really change your perspective on it. And you will probably find someone's vulva who's pretty similar to yours. They're so different, right? It's the same as men. Like, men's penises vary in shape and size. You will not get two men whose penises are the exact same in every way. You just won't. You need to realise that men are aware that penises come in all different shapes and sizes, and they're also aware that vaginas come in all different shapes and sizes. Like, men don't expect all of our vaginas to look the same, because they know that's not how the world goes around. They know, like, our noses are different, our mouths are different. Like, you're not worrying about that. You're not worrying about your partner going, oh, well, why doesn't your nose look like that model who's had a nose job? I feel if you go and look at the Great Wall of Vagina, or just go and look at some galleries of real vulvas, it will make you gain an appreciation and respect for your vulva straight away. Like, literally straight away is how quick that will happen freeing once you see the vast variety there is out there. The second thing I would say you need to do is educate yourself. Go and learn about the anatomy of the vulva and the vagina and the whole female reproductive system. Research what different parts are called, what their functions are. Learn about the menstrual cycle, cervical fluid, lubrication. Learn about taste and smells and sensations. There's so much to learn about, and when you learn about this and educate yourself about this, I promise you, you will not be able to help but be completely in awe at how fascinating it is and what our vaginas are capable of. Be comfortable with the fact that your vagina is probably not much different from the next person's in terms of the way it functions. And once you learn about it, you've got to start appreciating it for what it does. And then that might help you start to respect it and gain love instead of hate towards it. Also, remind yourself that everything your vagina does is completely normal. This again, I feel, is something a lot of women struggle with because there has never been an open conversation surrounding it. When we talk about how annoying periods are, how disgusting discharge is, or how the sound that vaginas make, like the squelchy noise during sex, how gross that is, we're just adding to this like bullshit society and culture that says vaginas are gross. Do you know? So stop that. Stop doing that. Like, all of them things are normal. It's amazing. Like, we can carry babies, we can bleed every month and not die. Like, hello, your vagina is doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. So just start embracing it instead of dissing it all the time. A woman has literally carried every single human on this earth. Literally carried, birthed the child out of her vagina. Come on, amazing. How amazing are they, really? The next thing you've got to do, and this is so important, is masturbate. And that's why I thought Lelo was such a great fit for today's video. But seriously, masturbate till your heart is content. Once I started masturbating, my whole like relationship, I know that's a really weird way to put it, but honestly my relationship and the way I thought of my vagina and my vulva completely changed because I realised what it could do to me, the amazing, explosive, mind-blowing pleasure it could give me. Our clit is only there to pleasure us. Our clit has no other function. Male bodies don't have a piece on them that is solely for pleasure, but we do. So it's there to be used. Honestly, masturbating can be so empowering and it can really help you gain appreciation and respect for your vulva and your vagina. I just cannot recommend it enough. I feel like having that relationship with yourself, being able to do that for yourself, makes you feel really empowered. Stop treating it as something that needs to be like not looked at or touched and it's just like, ew, gross. Like, start treating it for what it really is. Masturbation is so good for your physical and mental health, and it's also going to be so good for helping you gain confidence down there. Whether it's masturbating with or without a sex toy, that doesn't matter. Whatever works for you. Again, you know, society is kind of shown that like, oh, it's all about penetration for women, but it's not. Like, most of us need clitoral stimulation, whether that's on its own or with the G-spot or with penetration, whatever it is. Find what works for you. Like, we all like different things, you know. Just experiment with your body, give yourself that time and get to know yourself, and it will really help you gain this confidence and stop feeling insecure. And the next thing you've got to do is look at it. I've said this quite a couple times in different videos before, but can't express it enough. Get yourself a handheld mirror, even if it's a big blooming mirror. Get down, spread your legs, look at it up close, look at all the different parts of it, and instead of being like, oh, why does it look like that and why doesn't it look like that, realise that your vulva is completely unique. Like, the way it is and all the way it is so unique, and nobody has that exact vulva, and that in itself is a beautiful goddamn thing. If you've never looked at it or you don't like looking at it, it's just adding to this shame around it. Whereas once you start to embrace it and you take the control over it, it will start to shift and your mindset towards it will start to shift. We know what every other bit of our body looks like, and we're okay looking at that, but why aren't we okay looking down there? Like, what the hell is that about? It's just society. It's been betten into us by society. It's the way we've grown up, and as I said, we've got to commit ourselves to unlearning all of this absolute BS. Every single human being on the planet's body is different. Like, no two people have the same body in every body part. Like, we're all so unique, and if we're able to embrace other parts of ourselves, we need to start embracing our vulvas as well, because if you ask me, it's one of the most beautiful parts about us and what it can do for us and what we can do for ourselves by engaging with our vulva and our clit and our vagina as a whole. So in conclusion, love your vagina. It bleeds every month and you're still alive. It self-regulates its pH balance. It deals with any sexual acts or toys you've been trying recently, and the list keeps on going. I want you to promise me right here, right now, that you're no longer going to let society tell you that what your vulva looks like is not normal. Because it's not true. There is no such thing as a normal looking vagina, because they're all bloody normal. You're going to have your own individual scent, pubic hair, discharge, labia, and bloody start embracing it. I tried my best to keep it short and simple, but I really hope this helps you guys. Like, I promise you, like, if you do all them things, I'll be so surprised if you are still extremely insecure about it. Like, just let me say it again, you've got nothing to be insecure about. Like, and any man or woman or whoever the hell your preferences or whoever the hell you like to sleep with, they're not there judging it. They're not there looking at it, picking it apart, going, why does it look like that? Like the last person's didn't. No, because all humans are aware that human bodies are different. Breasts are different. All boobies are different. Sizes, shapes, colour of nipples, size of nipples. Like, we're all aware that no two people are the same. And that's the beauty of the world. Imagine how boring it would if every vagina or every penis or every two boobs look the same. It wouldn't be. Like, the beauty of it is that we're all different. And, you know, start accepting it. But I really do hope this helps some of you guys. I'm really passionate on this subject because I just feel like no woman should be feeling this shame and insecurity. It's just ridiculous. And, you know, the only way we're gonna stop this is by having the discussion and talking about it and looking at real bloody vulvas and vaginas and not just those on porn. I'll leave a link down below in my description box so you can go and check Lelo out if you are interested. But yes, I cannot wait to see you all in my next video. I love you all so very much and I'll be back super duper soon. Bye my friends.